So, hi guys. In case you're new here, which you probably are because we're new here, I'm Anitra,
I'm John.
and we have started a YouTube channel, and we recently just made a new purchase, which we're sitting in, and we're going to be doing a lot of content around this. So, we wanted to introduce to you and share our excitement and what else? Give a tour.
Yeah.
So, so John and I lived on the road for 2 years. We lived full time on the road for 2 years in an RV, and we pulled a van.
We have a Toyota Sienna. We had a 30-foot Class A RV gas, and we trailered a Toyota Sienna behind us.
Yeah, and that was a lot. And originally we both wanted a van, but we wound up, I don't know how we wound up where we did, but we did. And we can talk more about our past trips, but we just really wanted to give a tour of this thing and talk a little bit about what we're thinking we're going to do with it for our first road trip, which will be coming up in about 3 months, which we're super stoked about. And so this is a Mercedes Sprinter van, and it was funny, we were actually going to do an intro where we said goodbye to our Toyota Tundra truck that we had that we traded in for this, and then do a welcome van. And John was having a little meltdown because something wasn't right on the van, but I might put that footage in the end.
The four-wheel drive light wasn't engaging, and I wasn't sure if the four-wheel drive was actually working or not.
And
I
whether we
tested
had
that
a
after
lemon.
I tested that after I bought it in a parking lot, and just my own bad. But I kind of had a meltdown thinking that it was something seriously wrong with the van, because it's a big purchase, and I ended up taking it back, and it ended up just being the switch. The LED had burnt out, so they put a new switch in it.
So now we're ready and happy to share our van, 'cause we didn't know if we were going to have to do with it, but now it's officially ours.
I was ready to run it off a cliff.
So, so this, you want to talk about what type of van this is?
It's a 2019 Mercedes-Benz 2500, 144 wheelbase, four-wheel drive. Has four-wheel drive high and low. They do consider it, some people consider it all-wheel drive, but it's not specifically engaged all the time. So it does have independent rear-wheel drive to keep you moving, and then you engage the four-wheel drive. We chose the 144 wheelbase over the 170 because of the length, specifically for off-roading, and it's essentially the three of us. So it is a really good size. I traded in a 2024 Toyota Tundra, and it had an 8-foot bed on it. I've been doing construction my entire adult life and had needed that for sheets of plywood, sheetrock, etc. And it was really, really big. So
it was really, really big, as
long.
in long. We got the extended cab? No,
Yeah.
extended bed.
Yeah, it was a crew cab with an 8-foot bed.
And it's so big, but yet when we're inside the cab, we felt like we had zero room to move, and we both just wanted space, be able to walk around, move around when we're traveling, and yeah, this fits the bills.
Yeah, I mean, I had other pickups that size, but we lived in Oregon at the time, and there's significantly more space. We're based out of Jersey right now, and just driving it around can be cumbersome. But the van, I'm pretty happy. I've wanted this specific van for over 10 years, so Grommie and I, actually, even though Grommie's only 8. He's wanted it for 10 years.
So we had to indulge him because he's quite persistent, a little bit of a Veruca Salt, if you would.
It is also, it's a diesel also, so I didn't say that before.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just give a tour, right?
Yep, sounds good.
So I guess I'll follow you since you know more about it.
Yeah. Okay. So, purchased the vehicle, and it had the front fender was never painted. You can see that the previous owner, there was, on the Carfax, there was no accidents, but obviously he had hit this and this front fender, and he had replaced that. I had spoken to them about painting it. They refused to paint it, but they gave me, I think, $700 or $800 off of the price of the van. I looked into getting it painted, and I'll talk more about that later, but where we're gonna go with that.
Yeah, we'll just give the tour right now.
So essentially, this is the door. So what I was told was that the previous owner, well, I guess I should say that it has a little 17,500 miles on it. The previous owner did high-end wallpaper on clients. So he had a computer desk attached. So this is going to come off here. And we'll talk more about what we're going to do with it. So he had that computer desk. He also had a spare battery put in, and it runs off of the alternator, which is awesome for us because he put in a very nice inverter, and the inverter and battery setup is going to help us. We'll probably end up adding another battery to it, but it's, for our usability, it's really good because the fact that Anitra can plug in and work from the road and have the power coming off of the alternator. We will also have solar panels when we're parked. So he had a table in here. This will come out also. And some shelving units. The shelving units are going to come out. This was a crew cab originally, so it had a seat for 3 people behind it. That did not come with the van. But what did come is it had instead of having a cargo van, it had the headliner, had the flooring already put in, and it had the side panels, which I really, really liked. I also liked the fact that it had windows on the slider, a window here that are basically blacked out, and 2 tinted to almost black out, and then 2 windows on the rear, which is awesome. And I'll walk around and open those doors.
Yeah, so one of the things we're thinking about is that, like, when I think about a van, I go back to the old VW buses and how simple they were. And a lot of folks, when they do a remodel, are really enclosing the space. And I think we really want to keep as much space as we can as we figure out what we're going to do. So, you know, a lot of times folks will put, like, in the door, they put like a cabinet here, and then along this window or wall there'd be a whole nother cabinet with a countertop and all the kitchen stuff. Part of me thinks we just want to leave this all open, at least initially. So put a bed here, maybe a temporary one with storage underneath it, and then just, yeah, see what we like over time. But
so he also had what are these called? I can't think of the word.
Stair?
Yeah.
What's it called? A step?
I don't know. Yeah,
Kick
basically
plate?
had these
What are they?
side steps installed on it, which are nice because it is actually fairly high off of the ground. So it would be a really big step. So it's nice to have these, and it has them on the back doors, this side door, and the driver side has its own also. Okay, you can come out.
And we also like that a lot of the, like, it's not an automatic door. Is that what you call it, John? Automatic door?
Automatic sliding door, which just huge
increases the complexity of the vehicle. We like that it's simple. There's still a lot of manual stuff, and that John can work on and fix. So yeah, so this is the view of the entire van. You want to talk about, it's already got what? The roof rack sliders?
It has the roof rack rails, which are really nice. I mean, it's not super expensive for the roof rack rails. I think it's like $300, but you end up having to, there's a lot of work. So the roof rack rails are in there already, and we can buy a roof rack system where we can, I'd like to add a max air fan for airflow, so that I'll have to cut out a section of the roof, but we can get a roof rack that will allow for that, and it'll actually attach to the roof rails that are on top of the van already. Besides this quarter panel and these scratches, the only other thing that is really that I saw wrong with it, and after the fact, is they fixed the windshield. There's a couple dings in the windshield, but I didn't even really see that. When you go to purchase a vehicle, especially a used one, it's hard to see everything in one shot. But overall, the body and the paint are in really nice shape.
Minimal rust. New Jersey's hell for rust on vehicles, and if you crawl underneath this thing, then I'm sure John will be doing and showing you guys at some point, you'll see it's really clean. But it's just, yeah, it's a nice looking perfect size vehicle. I mean,
but, I also am for, because we do live in the Northeast, and just like the Rust Belt in the Midwest, I will be fluid filming the entire underneath of it. So it's mainly surface rust, which is, I mean, I had my 24 Tundra, some of the bolts, and it had been fluid filmed from the time I got it. Some of the bolts already had some surface rust on them, and it had only been over a year old. So I'm not, the surface rust, there's no cancer in it, quote unquote. So that's a really good thing. But overall,
you want to pop the hood too?
Yeah, we can show
how nice and pretty everything looks in there.
They'd also just done a B service on the van, which is, if you take it to the Mercedes dealer, it's over $2,000. So it's a fuel filter. That's all still new to me. There we go. Fuel filter oil change, air filters, and a few other things offhand. But the engine compartment was really clean. And yeah, overall, so far, besides me melting down about the four-wheel drive, there is a little issue that I think I may take it back with, that I'm not sure if it is specifically with Sprinter vans or not, but off of the line, there's, I wouldn't say it's like a hit, but there's a little bit of a lag, and I know that can be part of the turbo, but it almost feels like the brakes could be grabbing a tiny bit,
or like you're getting rear-ended, right?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, totally. So
if anybody knows or has had that experience with a Sprinter van and wants to share in the comments what you think it might be, we'd be happy to hear some info on that.
Yeah, definitely. So
this is the before picture. John's going to start removing stuff here shortly, right?
Yep.
And then also going to turn the chairs into some swivel chairs.
Yeah, I still have to do a little bit of research. I've read that there's some issues with some of the swivel chairs. If you do have any feedback on that for the Mercedes, for the Sprinter van, swivel chairs that some of them aren't made as well, and there could be some vibration in the seats. So I'm looking to get the most solid swivels with the least amount of space. So I don't want to raise them up any higher than I have to. So.
Okay. So yeah, so for now we're going to keep it pretty simple.
So, don't know how much enthusiasm there is for another van life YouTube channel, but we're doing it. And we hope you like it. And
Well, part of the YouTube channel.
part
It's
of our
not gonna
YouTube
all
channel,
be-
not all
We're
of
not
it.
going on the road full time right now.
We'd
but-
like to maybe eventually, depending on how life goes, but who knows, we'll keep you posted on that. But we're gonna go on a 5-week journey sometime in mid-September. So we'll be working on the van, we'll be planning where we're gonna travel to, be food prepping from the garden. What else will we be doing?
Just getting the van ready.
Yeah,
I'll be
and-
doing a bunch of work on it to get it set.
Yeah. Making sure Grommie's content. And yeah, what else do we want to say?
Not much. That's
Not
it,
much?
yeah.
Okay, I think that's a good intro video to our new Mercedes Sprinter van. I gotta learn what we have.
We have a Sprinter.
And
Just call it a Sprinter.
a Sprinter, a
Yeah.
Sprinter. And yeah, we're really happy with it, and hopefully everything goes well, and you enjoy watching as we convert this and start our travels out west. So thanks everybody for watching, and please like and subscribe. Comment if you have any comments, you have any experience, we'd love to hear from you. Yeah, have a good one, and we'll talk to you later.
Check you later.
Bye.
You guys look great. You guys look great. There's no room for me.
I bought Grommie a van. He's really wanted one for a while, and it was about time that he got one. Seems to be pretty happy about it.
Yeah, Grom. Yeah, Grom. All right. Okay. Don't overdo it.
See how excited he is?
All right. So we should introduce ourselves and do the whole like little background type of thing, and then.
What
look
back?
at it.
Okay, you started.
That's not fair. Why do I always have to start?
Because you're an Aries. Aries are.
Aries are at the beginning. Okay. All right.
Goodbye, truck. Bye, babe. Bye, truck.
Yeah. Hello, van. No?
Yeah, not right yet.
Why not?
Because the 4-wheel drive is not working at all.
Okay.